Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at how do your friends view you. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take or resonate to leave the rest. Take a look at all three piles here with your friends in mind. So choose whichever one you are most drawn to. So for pile number 1, we have the Crystal Magic Tarot with the Goldstone Crystal. For pile number 2, we have the Victorian Fairy Tarot with Honey Calcite. And then for pile number 3, we have the Chrysalis Tarot with the Larimar Crystal. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to your soul the most, and that will be your pile for today. But of course, if you're drawn to more than one pile, there may be more messages there for you. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this Goldstone Crystal and the Crystal Magic Tarot, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at how do your friends view you. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take or resonates, leave the rest. But before we get started with your reading, I'd just like to thank and give a quick word to today's sponsorship, Keen. Many of you have asked me recently for personal readings, but unfortunately I'm not available for any right now. So I have brought you the next best thing, Keen. Keen connects you with gifted psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers like myself who are available 24 hours a day. So you can always get a reading whenever it suits you. All you have to do is create an account and you'll be able to choose from the hundreds of readers who are online right now. These readers each have unique specialties designed to provide a deeper understanding of your situation. You can choose whichever reader best suits your needs, and you'll be able to connect with them via phone call or text chat. Getting confirmation or a second opinion from someone who can give you a straightforward answer is always best. And as a tarot reader, I can tell you that it is very hard reading tarot for myself sometimes, as sometimes it doesn't make sense or is unclear. So even I resort to Keen. So let me tell you a little bit about some of my recent experience on Keen. I asked about my love life with my person. She explained to me how devoted he is and that our connection is only getting stronger and better, helping us to build a strong foundation that will only deepen moving into the holidays. She also mentioned us making future plans together no later than February, lol. But we've already started, so I'm very excited to see what unfolds then. She also mentioned that he's very loyal towards the ones he loves and that he doesn't even know what he did to get so lucky to be with me. She mentioned that I changed his world and that he feels like a little kid around me, which is so cute. Lastly, she said that she can see me getting married with him in the future and us having a home together where everyone will always gather together. The love reading I got was very beautiful and sweet, and every detail mentioned was so accurate and on point. Though you can get any type of reading from these readers depending on what you are looking for. I'm so grateful for the reading I got from Keen through their amazing and gifted psychic tarot readers. That's why it's still best to get a personal psychic reading because it is directed only to your energies. Now here's your chance to get a personalized reading from Keen. As a new customer on Keen, you can try your first 10 minutes for only $1.99, which is up to $99 in savings. Go to trykeen.com/psychicsciencetarot or click the link in my description to save big on your first reading. Thank you, Keen, for bringing this beautiful opportunity and for sponsoring today's video. That's trykeen.com/psychicsciencetarot or click the link in my description box below to get your own personalized reading today at a huge discount. So getting back to your reading. I saw the angel number is 333 for you and 1313. So those angel numbers may be significant to how your friends view you. Okay, so spirit guides of my pile number 1s. Spirit guides of my pile number 1s. May we please tap into the energy of their friends and how their friends view my pile number ones, please. How do the friends of pile number one view them? So we have the King of Coins starting out first with Peridot. We have the Four of Coins with Apophyllite. We have the Devil in the reverse with Amethyst. We have the Chariot with Pyrite. How do the friends of pile one view them? Oh my gosh, I saw a vision of two swans. So this is confirmation. The lovers with tourmalinated quartz. That's so cool. Okay, we have the Six of Cups with pink opal. We have the Five of Swords with smoky quartz. How do the friends of pile one view them? We have the Seven of Coins with silver. We have the Sun card with citrine. Love that. We have Strength with carnelian. How do the friends of pile number one view them? We have the Ace of Swords with tiger's eye. And lastly, we have the High Priestess with labradite. You have so many synchronicities in your pile because I saw a vision of the two swans, and then I saw a vision of a baby like an egg in a nest. So that's so cool that this is at the back of the deck. We have the Fool with green aventurine. So my pile number ones, how do your friends view you? First of all, I'm seeing your friends view you as someone that truly stands out. Like the sun, you're noticed by others. You stand out. Even the crystal you chose is so shiny, so beautiful. So there's this feeling of you and your friends viewing you as someone that is noticed by others. Someone that has a lot of this factor to you where you just stand out. Okay, and your friends also view you as very unique, is the word I'm hearing, where you honor your own individuality. And that's something they really love about you, your uniqueness and your individuality. So I saw a vision of the magic carpet from Wizards of Waverly Place when Alex had it. But it's also reminding me of the magic carpet from Aladdin. Okay, so we'll get into both of that. In one of those episodes, it was the earlier seasons of Wizards of Waverly Place, and she was still a little bit younger, Alex. Okay, and she wanted to redecorate her room, basically, long story short, and she found a magic carpet in the basement, but she didn't realize it was a magic carpet. She just wanted it as a decoration in her room. And then later on, she realizes, whoa, this thing can fly. And she wants to learn how to fly it, but her dad doesn't want to let her because he doesn't want his baby to grow up. The story doesn't have to relate to you, but there's this feeling of you, since she really advocated for herself, and when you look at Alex's character, she's quite rebellious and she does stand for her own individuality and she questions things. Even if sometimes she can be a little bit too rebellious, she is that rebellious character. So your friends could view you like that, could view you to be quite unique, and you stand for your own individuality and you stand for your own freedom, most importantly. And you question things. You question why things are a certain way in society. So that's what I'm really getting here. And she wanted to fly it even though her dad was telling her no. And she questioned why. You get what I mean? So long story short, from that vision, what I take from this is the energy of freedom and magic and escaping your restrictions, escaping from earthly limitations. Okay? And you can take that as that resonates within your own life, but with the Five of Swords, I'm seeing this energy where you might have had certain people around you that weren't necessarily good for you, that were kind of like either betraying you or staying in those connections felt like self-betrayal. And with the Devil in reverse, maybe you didn't exactly see that certain people around you, like earlier in your life, were not good for you. They felt like they brought happiness into your life, but I think your intuition told you, but maybe you weren't sure what to believe yet. And I feel something here about you, either people in your life like this in the past or situations that kind of kept you stuck, that felt very restricting. Okay, so I see it's almost like your friends view you as someone that takes that magic carpet and persists to accomplish something elsewhere, to achieve something that would normally be quote unquote impossible to achieve, and freeing yourself from the restrictions of life or people that were once around you, and now being very protective of yourself from that, being aware of that, if that makes sense, finding the wisdom from that with Amethyst in the Devil in reverse. So your friends view you basically as someone that frees yourself from limitations. Your friends view you as someone that, even if you go through what people would consider as a negative experience, you take the wisdom from it and learn from it and add it to your own growth. And you have a lot of strength, because I feel the situations you've been in the past, it's like your friends view it as other people would not be mentally okay, but you have a lot of resilience. Even if you are still healing from certain things in your past, it's like your friends view you to have so much resilience and so much of this magic within your soul to free yourself and level up from even situations that were once seeming to look like they were going to destroy you, but you didn't allow it to destroy you. You're like the phoenix rising. You always rise above that. And somehow you allow those negative situations to allow you to grow, find the wisdom, and level up, shift the energy with the Chariot and Pyrite, and maybe even realize your own worth, maybe even realize how to free yourself from restriction. So that's what I'm getting there. Yeah, your friends view you as very magical, because I'm also seeing like a magic hat and I'm seeing a crystal. So your friends could view you as very spiritual, very much like in touch with the higher realms, with the high priestess as well. Your friends could view you as someone very intuitive, and you have a lot of wisdom within your soul, and that you're someone very connected to your own inner magic. With the swan showing up and the vision of the swan, there's a huge emphasis on the swans here. And we spoke about the Latin and romance. So your friends view you as someone very romantic, since we see the two lovers of the two swans. Yeah, your friends could view you as very romantic in that sense. And the type of person that, since Jasmine, went for Aladdin, she didn't really care too much about money. She didn't really care too much about having someone that her father wanted her to have. And even in that movie, her father was very restrictive. So you may have had people in your life be very restrictive towards you, or situations, and freed yourself from that, rebelled against that. And your friends view you as very headstrong. So it doesn't have to be a father, but just, when we think of the father, we think of Saturn, the sun. We think of Like when we think of Saturn, we think of restrictions and things like that. So it could have also been situations in your life, like lessons in your life, okay? What I'm getting is some of you have a Sagittarius Chiron or Sagittarius somewhere in your chart, like in your 8th house or 12th house. It doesn't have to be, but it's just a specific message for some. So yeah, your friends view you as very romantic in the way where you look for a good personality in someone and you don't care too much about the superficial. And even if people around you are saying, rather go for this person because they have this or because they have this, you're not like that. So you view love in a very pure way where you want someone to have a good personality and you want that emotional and mental connection with them. And when you are with someone, it's like your friends view that person as very lucky because you treat them with so much love. You're such a loving and romantic person and just such a loving person in general. I think also your friends feel very grateful to have you in their lives since you are so loving. And they view you as someone that always speaks with love, even to your friends, even in the situations that once restricted you, where maybe in those situations people maybe would have expected you to lash out. It's like you always speak with love, even if you aren't always like that, but that's how your friends view you. The swan, whenever I see a swan, I think of a pure soul. So that's how your friends view you. They view you as quite pure, loving. You couldn't even hurt a fly. They view you as someone that is also very gentle and harmonic, and you're in touch with your heart space always. Your friends also view you to be very graceful, where you have a lot of inner beauty. And I feel like you're also developing your intuitive ability. Some of you can see into the future, and some of you understand your own spiritual evolution. Okay? I also see the swan. Whenever I see a swan, I see it as someone that is so graceful, someone that does something and they're talented at it. And like whenever you do that specific thing or you do certain things, you make it look kind of easy, because when I think of swans, they're very delicate, very graceful. And like I think of maybe someone, for example, dancing, and they make it look so effortless and put together, and like that type of energy doesn't have to be dancing, but you get what I mean. So your friends could view you as very talented in some way, where when you really put your mind to something, even if you're not good at it at first, even if there are like self-destructive thoughts like I'm not good at this or blah 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 blah, you push yourself to get yourself out of that limitation of that mindset, and you push yourself to level up in a way where you practice and practice and practice until it looks effortless. So that's how your friends view you. Your friends also view you as very smart, very intelligent. You have a great mind, a very strong and resilient mind, and you can achieve big things with that. Your friends view you sort of as like a spiritual mirror to people, where you mirror everything within them, whether it's good or bad. That's their experience. So what I mean by this is like, how there's that saying of how you view me is how you view yourself, something like that. I don't know how it goes exactly, but like everything you see in me is like a projection of you or something along those lines. It's like that, where people will encounter you and maybe project onto you. They're kind of seeing a mirror of themselves, or your friends will sometimes view you as someone that is sort of like a lesson to others, where you mirror a lot of traits and qualities they hold within themselves. So if someone treats you negatively, they're going to get that negative side of themselves mirrored back to them. Whereas if someone treats you positively, they're going to get a very positive image and reflection back, if that makes sense. So I'm seeing that, and I'm seeing your friends view you as someone very passionate. They view you as someone that is working on the way you speak to yourself and like learning to be kinder to yourself, learning to build your own confidence within. And it's like the type of confidence within where it's not dependent on outside things, but more so the inner confidence you have within, where the light within you is shining out to the whole world, regardless of the outside world, regardless of opinions of others, regardless of thoughts we have of ourselves, regardless of what we have, what we're wearing, what we look like. It's like you are learning to love yourself regardless of all of that, loving yourself unconditionally. Your friends view you as very strong in a way where sometimes like they may think that like others underestimate your power, but then you really do have that inner power that you're beginning to find within as you start to see that light within you, and as you start to grow and evolve within your own way. Your friends could also view you as a strong communicator, like in a way where you rarely know the right things to say to people. And it's not coming through as like your friends thinking like, oh, this person's charming. Like, yes, you can be, but I'm seeing it more so in a sense where you're not trying to be charming, but you come across that way. You're not trying to say the right things to people, but you always end up doing that. And I think it's because you're so intuitive, you just know the right things to say to people. Your friends view you as someone very bright and happy-go-lucky and very free-spirited and headstrong, where you're striving to be your unique individual self in the world and striving to create success in your own life, to see the world as a little bit more abundant, even if sometimes our own mindset limits us and is like, oh, but that could never happen. It's like, I see you freeing yourself from those limitations and looking at the many options that are right in front of you. Your friends see you as someone that has big dreams, big goals, or many different goals and dreams, or very multidimensional, very multi-passionate. I'm also seeing your friends view you as very responsible and very down to earth at the same time, where in a way you stand out so much, where it's like I said, your friends view you as very beautiful, very handsome, or very attractive in that way where you stand out and where people notice you. But it's like, when you see certain celebrities and they're so beautiful, they almost look perfect. Um, I know we're not all perfect, but it's like that's sort of how your friends view you. And then you'll see some of those celebrities become very egotistical, but you're not like that. You stand out so much, yet you're so humble at the same time. Like almost too humble, like where it's like your friends see you as a little bit perfect in a way or a little bit flawless in a way, but then like maybe you're like very humble when people do compliment that, or when people do like give you credit for the things you've done within your own life, where maybe sometimes you don't fully accept that or fully, step into that energy. But I think you're learning to build a healthy confidence within yourself where you don't need to show it to the whole world, where it's a soft and quiet confidence within. Your friends view you as someone that devotes yourself to those you love, very dedicated to the things you love within your own life, but also the people you love in your own life. You devote yourself to that, and like when you make promises to the people you love, you always follow through. And your friends view you as very mystical and magical. I mean, we have the fairy here. They could view you as somewhat fairy-like. and they could view you as someone also that reminds people of childhood and the inner child. Like, you have this very nostalgic feeling to your personality, and it sort of reminds people of the inner child and childhood. So you could be someone that always lets your inner child out to bring more playfulness and fun into your daily life, and kind of color your reality with color, if that makes sense. So your friends view you as very mystical and colorful and kind of like happy-go-lucky, very like witty too, like a fairy, but also very playful like a fairy. I'm also getting your friends view you as very nurturing. Like, some of you could embody that energy of like wanting to take care of those you love, or really nurture those you love, or really like, some of you are like the mom or the dad of the friend group, is what I'm seeing. And I think you're always down for new experiences, new like fun experiences, or seeing the world with more of a positive view, trying out things you've never tried before, or just stepping into a new reality, stepping into the unknown and embracing that. So this is what I have for you, Pal 1. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pal number 2s. If you chose this honey calcite crystal and the Victorian fairy tarot, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at how do your friends view you. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. But before we get started with your reading, I'd just like to thank and give a quick word to today's sponsorship, Keen. Many of you have asked me recently for personal readings, but unfortunately I'm not available for any right now. So I have brought you the next best thing, Keen. Keen connects you with gifted psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers like myself who are available 24 hours a day. So you can always get a reading whenever it suits you. All you have to do is create an account and you'll be able to choose from the hundreds of readers who are online right now. These readers each have unique specialties designed to provide a deeper understanding of your situation. You can choose whichever reader best suits your needs, and you'll be able to connect with them via phone call or text chat. Getting confirmation or a second opinion from someone who can give you a straightforward answer is always best. And as a tarot reader, I can tell you that it is very hard reading tarot for myself sometimes, as sometimes it doesn't make sense or is unclear. So even I resort to Keen. So let me tell you a little bit about some of my recent experience on Keen. I asked about my love life with my person. She explained to me how devoted he is and that our connection is only getting stronger and better, helping us to build a strong foundation that will only deepen moving into the holidays. She also mentioned us making future plans together no later than February, lol. But we've already started, so I'm very excited to see what unfolds then. She also mentioned that he's very loyal towards the ones he loves and that he doesn't even know what he did to get so lucky to be with me. She mentioned that I changed his world and that he feels like a little kid around me, which is so cute. Lastly, she said that she can see me getting married with him in the future and us having a home together where everyone will always gather together. The love reading I got was very beautiful and sweet, and every detail mentioned was so accurate and on point. Though you can get any type of reading from these readers depending on what you are looking for. I'm so grateful for the reading I got from Keen through their amazing and gifted psychic tarot readers. That's why it's still best to get a personal psychic reading because it is directed only to your energies. Now here's your chance to get a personalized reading from Keen. As a new customer on Keen, you can try your first 10 minutes for only $1.99, which is up to $99 in savings. Go to trykeen.com/psychic siren tarot or click the link in my description to save big on your first reading. Thank you, Keen, for bringing this beautiful opportunity and for sponsoring today's video. That's trykeen.com/psychic siren tarot or click the link in my description box below to get your own personalized reading today at a huge discount. So getting back to your reading, let's start by pulling your cards. So, Spirit Guides on my pile number 2s. Spirit Guides, okay, I guess these cards want to come out. Spirit Guides on my pile number 2s. How do their friends view my pile 2s? How do their friends view my pile 2s? So let's just see how many cards we have. So we have the King of Winter, which is the King of Swords. We have the Six of Spring. I just need to see what that is. Just give me a moment. Okay, so that's the Six of Wands. We have the Seven of Spring, which is the Seven of Wands. We have the Ten of Spring, which is the Ten of Wands. We have the Sun card. We have the Moon. That's so interesting that you have the Moon and the Sun. We have the Knight of Autumn, which is the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Fool. We have the Empress. That's cool. I like that. We have the Knight of Spring, which is the Knight of Wands. We have the Nine of Winter, which is the Nine of Swords. We have the Five of Winter, which is the Five of Swords. Some of you may actually relate to pile 1. You had a lot of similar cards. We have the Hanging Fairy, if you were drawn. If not, that's okay. And then we have 2 here. We have the Worlds. And we have the Seven of Summer, which is the Seven of Cups. At the back of the deck, we have the Six of Autumn, which is the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so what I feel from this pile is your friends actually have a lot to say to you. Because as I see clairvoyantly, like I'm seeing a whole list of traits they've seen in you. And I saw the symbol of Hecate with the moons. Like it's like a moon like this, a moon like this, and a moon like this. And it represents the mother, the maiden, the crone, the past version of us, the present version of us, and the future version of us. So your friends may have seen you evolved and change through past, present, and future, and they're still seeing who you're turning into and who you are evolving into, okay? So there's a feeling here of them noticing who you were in the past, who you are now, and who you will be in the future. So there's this feeling of them noticing how you've changed across time and how their view of you has changed over time. It reminds me of that saying, something like, to love a person is to experience 1,000 deaths of the version of them you once knew. So with the moon, I feel like your friends see you with these beautiful moths here. I think they're Luna moths, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check. Yeah, it is. So they view you as someone that is always changing and transforming and finding your inner guidance, following your own intuition as you change and evolve, and this feeling of metamorphosis into the truest version of yourself you want to become. And I feel like here we even see a yellow butterfly. Some of you may have also been drawn to the butterfly pile. Yeah, you're always changing, you're always adapting to these new versions of you, and your friends like that about you. They view you as someone that is ever growing and ever changing and always transforming into the more enlightened version of yourself. Your friends view you as someone with an immense connection to nature and a connection to your own inner beauty and your own inner divine feminine energy. Keep in mind, we all have divine feminine and masculine energy within us. But you may also be very connected to your own inner masculine energy because we have the sun and the moon. So your friends view you as quite balanced in that sense. Your friends view you as someone very intuitive. You trust and follow your own intuition. And you're also very in tune with your own emotional cycles and how that ebbs and flows, and how some days we can feel like this emotionally and another day we can feel like this, but we are humans and we feel things. We feel a full spectrum of feelings. But you allow and honor those feelings. That's how your friends view you. You're very comfortable with those feelings. And you have this very relaxing and serene vibe. Very dreamy quality to you. You may daydream a lot, or you may have intense dreams or intense visions or psychic feelings or something about your psychic abilities here. Your friends also view you as someone that reflects the light, or someone that shines a lot of light to the world. And with the Sun card, they view you as a very, very bright person, very happy-go-lucky and free-spirited. They view you as very fun to be around. Okay, and there's this feeling here of you being someone that chases after happiness in a good way. I'm hearing the song by Sticky Fingers. That's like How to Fly. The lyrics are a little bit dark, I'll warn you about that. But I feel like when I hear the melody of that song, I haven't heard it in a while, but I just started hearing it now. It gives me like that very, like a very hippie vibe. I don't know. Like that type of vibe, you just vibe to the song. Maybe not the lyrics, but the song itself and the beat of it. Like maybe you're someone that really likes music or has a good music taste, or maybe you're someone really fun, because the beat of that song gives me a very upbeat melody, even though the lyrics are quite intense and deep and kind of not so great, but maybe you've gone through not so great things in your life, but you haven't let that defeat you with the Ten of Spring. Like here we see a depiction of a man that is being stepped on. And we have the Five of Swords here. So you may have experienced certain betrayals in your life that made you experience anxiety with the Nine of Winter, the Nine of Swords. But I feel like you honor those feelings and you allow yourself to move through those feelings and experience that, and it shows you a different perspective of your own feelings, and you gain the inner wisdom through that and transform from that. But you don't allow that to defeat you and keep you down. You always dust yourself back off and get up, even if it takes a while for you to do that. But you just have this very vibrant, outgoing, sunny, sunshiny personality that your friends see you in. No matter the things you've gone through in life, you're still able to see the more optimistic side of life. Like you could be a very optimistic person where you view life in a very optimistic and sunshiny way, even though you've gone through certain things in your life that were not so great. I feel here with the worlds, we see the human world and the fairy world here. It's sort of like your friends view you as very otherworldly. I mean, you chose the fairy tarot. So maybe you could be a little bit mystical, like a fairy or a mermaid, or I'm seeing a unicorn in my mind's eye. Like, there's something very mystical and otherworldly about you. Some of you may call yourself an alien or a starseed. There is definitely something very, like, otherworldly about you, where it seems like, whoa, did you come from another world? I'm now seeing the Britney Spears video of Oops, I Did It Again. I think it's that one where she goes to space or something. I can be mistaken. Yeah, they that's how they view you. So your friends view you as someone where, like, let's say certain people betray you or mistreat you. You have an energy to you where you don't seek revenge. You heal from it and transform from it, but you allow yourself to become more discerning of people after that. And it's not like you don't trust people anymore. It's not that. It's more so I see you just being very discerning and getting to know people more before you let them in, before you let them into your world. It's like I'm seeing a gold gate and it's very shiny. And this home is very beautiful inside the gate. But in order to get inside the home, you need to be trustworthy. Like, in order to get into this party of pile number two's life, you need to be trustworthy. That's how your friends see you now, where it's like you are trusting, but you are also discerning at the same time. And they view the people that did you wrong or did you dirty to kind of get a lot of karma. That's what I'm getting here, where they're like stuck in a web of their own making and they'll never be a part of your world again. And that to your friends is like, you're the biggest blessing to have around as a friend, as a lover, as any type of connection to you is a blessing. Because you're someone really generous, you're someone really kind, you bring a lot of happiness and joy and color into people's lives. And there's just something so otherworldly and beautiful about you and your soul that who wouldn't miss out? So it's like your friends view it as that person's karma for losing you, like they fumbled the bag. And whoever like hurts you or mistreats you or just betrays you or does you wrong gets stuck in a web of karma. Your friends could also be very protective over you in that sense. Since you chose this very small tarot deck, some of you could be small and dainty, but very powerful on the inside. That may not resonate with everyone, but for some here, I keep seeing this very free-spirited vibe and like you chasing after happiness in a good way. Your friends see you as very fearless and determined too. And I'm seeing an image of handbags for some. Like maybe you have a good fashion style or nice bags or handbags or something like that. But some of you have that type of energy where when you go somewhere with your friends, you always have everything in your bag. And if they need anything, they can always ask you. So I'm seeing that for some. I'm also seeing a love letter. And when you open the love letter, it has so much sunshine in it. So there's something about the way you speak that comes through with so much love. You could speak in a very poetic way that really touches people's hearts. And you could speak with a lot of light and invite a lot of vibrant and sunshiny energy into people's lives when you speak. You could have a very uplifting way of speaking too. I'm also getting this vibe for some of you, like if you've ever done makeovers on your friends or, given them compliments or just done nice things for them, they really appreciate it. They view you as very generous in that way, like where you're generous to everyone and you're loving to everyone. Like your friends just view you as very kind, where you'd even help an old person or like a homeless person or something like that. That's coming through. And your friends view you as someone that is also very divinely guided with the Fool, because we see these fairies guiding this man, this boy, to where he's supposed to be. Your friends could also view you as someone that loves to try out new things or loves to bring fun into your life by being a little bit more adventurous. That's what I'm getting here. Or you kind of are able to take courageous leaps of faith towards the unknown and look at it in a more positive light. Your friends also view you as very beautiful, very handsome in a way where, like, whenever you're out in public, a lot of people like to check you out and admire you from afar. That's what your friends notice about you. They think you're very powerful in your own way, but in this very gentle way. They think you're someone that goes with the flow and that you just have this type of energy to you that is very nurturing too. Like you could be the mom or the dad of the friend group for some of you. Like you're very nurturing. And I feel like with the Empress, you take things slow, but you're also not afraid to take courageous leaps of faith. Your friends could view you as very smart and intelligent too. And when you want something, you're really determined to go after it. You really fight for what you want and work hard for what you want. But you do it in a way that's respectful to others, where you don't step on other people's toes to get where you need to be. Your friends view you as someone that's an amazing friend, a supportive and loving friend. The best friend they could ever have, that they could ever ask for. I feel like pulling some more cards. It kind of feels like when I channel these messages, I know what I'm seeing here. And like I said, your friends have a lot to say about you. There's a long list of things, but then because you're always evolving and changing, it's like they don't always know how to describe you, because that past version of you they once saw could no longer be the version of you today, where I feel a little bit hesitant while speaking, as if I'm like not really sure how to describe you, even though I know who you are. Even like as I'm in your friend's energy, they know who you are. They know you really well, and they have a long list of qualities about you, but there's this feeling of, am I describing pile number 2 right? Like, how do I describe them? I'm also seeing exercising. I'm smelling like Cheetos or chips. And I'm seeing like a plate with a meal. So some of you may like be amazing cooks or bakers or something like that. Like if you bake for your friends or cook. They could view you as very fit in the sense where you take care of yourself and take care of your body. Even if you don't necessarily gym a lot, could be something about taking care of your mind, body, soul by healing, by journaling, by going on walks, doing things for your mental health, doing things for skincare. I don't know, like that's coming through. Drinking a lot of water, being healthy in some way. So spirit guides of pile 2, how do their friends view pile 2? So we have the Wheel of Time. See, you have like different sides to you as time changes and moves by, where it's like this conflict where, not that your friends have conflict with you, but we have the Two of Swords here. And we see these two people with their backs against each other and guns and vultures. And it's like, if your friends were to describe you, they're very careful with the way they describe you, because the Two of Swords is about a choice. Because it's like they wouldn't want to disappoint you here with the Five of Cups, in a way where they say something and maybe that was the past version of you you've learned from, where you're no longer like that. And it feels like, I don't want to set off something like unnecessary by saying the wrong thing. So I see them being very careful with the things they say, because they're very loyal to you and they wouldn't want to make you upset or disappoint you in that way, where maybe you build a certain reputation for yourself, because here we see her building a sandcastle and the waves are washing it away. So I see it as your friends wouldn't want to say something, and then maybe you've built a certain type of reputation and it goes against that. I don't know, like that's what I'm getting. We have the Star at the back of the deck, so your friends view you as someone with a lot of healing energy, a lot of good energy. You're very connected to the higher realms, but also the earthly realms. It's like you're that bridge between both. And it's like your friends view you as you're always enough. You're always more than enough. Like you're very special to them. is what I'm getting here. We have the Herald of Summer, which is the Page of Cups. We have the Seeress, which is the High Priestess. Yeah, you're very, very intuitive. And you've reached a state of enlightenment through looking within. But you're also someone with a lot of dreamy and very playful energy too. We have the Ten of Winter, which is the Ten of Swords. We have the Goblin Market in reverse, which is the Devil in reverse. I think it was very hard for you to see certain situations or people around you that weren't good to you or weren't healthy for you, didn't maybe have the best intentions towards you. But I feel like you've made your way out of that in a way where now, if you see that same energy within people, you're able to tell even if they hide it really well. So your friends view you as someone very psychic in that sense, where if you see a red flag in someone or an energy within someone, even if they hide it really well, they trust your intuitive perception. We have the Queen of Autumn, which is the Queen of Pentacles. This card kind of reminds me of like Snow White when she's like with all the animals and being kind to the animals, or Cinderella, like it's giving that vibe of like you being very good with animals or children or just caring about animals. I don't know if you have any pets or something about that's coming through, but your friends also view you as someone very down to earth. They view you as someone very kind, like that keeps coming through. Very humble too. Even about the things you've created for yourself and built for yourself, you're very humble when you accept compliments about it. We have the Chariot. I feel like you've gone into your purpose and you've sort of leveled up in a way. That's how your friends view you now. And we have the Eight of Summer, the Eight of Cups. You're not afraid to walk away from situations and people that aren't good for you in the long run, that you know aren't going to be healthy for you in the long run. So you're very much always trusting your intuition with that and noticing challenges before they come up. So this is what I have for you, pile number 2. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number 3s. If you chose this Larimar crystal and the Chrysalis tarot, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at how do your friends view you. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. By the way, we're starting your reading at 2:22 on the clock. But before we get started with your actual reading, I'd just like to thank and give a quick word to today's sponsorship, Keen. Many of you have asked me recently for personal readings, but unfortunately I'm not available for any right now. So I have brought you the next best thing, Keen. Keen connects you with gifted psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers like myself who are available 24 hours a day. So you can always get a reading whenever it suits you. All you have to do is create an account and you'll be able to choose from the hundreds of readers who are online right now. These readers each have unique specialties designed to provide a deeper understanding of your situation. You can choose whichever reader best suits your needs, and you'll be able to connect with them via phone call or text chat. Getting confirmation or a second opinion from someone who can give you a straightforward answer is always best. And as a tarot reader, I can tell you that it is very hard reading tarot for myself sometimes, as sometimes it doesn't make sense or is unclear. So even I resort to Keen. So let me tell you a little bit about some of my recent experience on Keen. I asked about my love life with my person. She explained to me how devoted he is and that our connection is only getting stronger and better, helping us to build a strong foundation that will only deepen moving into the holidays. She also mentioned us making future plans together no later than February, lol. But we've already started, so I'm very excited to see what unfolds then. She also mentioned that he's very loyal towards the ones he loves and that he doesn't even know what he did to get so lucky to be with me. She mentioned that I changed his world and that he feels like a little kid around me, which is so cute. Lastly, she said that she can see me getting married with him in the future and us having a home together where everyone will always gather together. The love reading I got was very beautiful and sweet, and every detail mentioned was so accurate and on point. Though you can get any type of reading from these readers depending on what you are looking for. I'm so grateful for the reading I got from Keen through their amazing and gifted psychic tarot readers. That's why it's still best to get a personal psychic reading because it is directed only to your energies. Now here's your chance to get a personalized reading from Keen. As a new customer on Keen, you can try your first 10 minutes for only $1.99, which is up to $99 in savings. Go to trykeen.com/psychic siren tarot or click the link in my description to save big on your first reading. Thank you, Keen, for bringing this beautiful opportunity and for sponsoring today's video. That's trykeen.com/psychic siren tarot or click the link in my description box below to get your own personalized reading today at a huge discount. So getting back to your reading. So I heard the North Node is significant for you. We'll see what that means when we get your cards. So spirit guides on my pile number 3s. Spirit guides of my pile number 3s. How do my pile number 3s, how are they viewed by their friends? How are my pile number 3s viewed by their friends? So we have the 9 of Stones in the reverse, which is the 9 of Pentacles reverse. We have the 4 of Mirrors, which is the 4 of Cups. We have the Sun in the reverse. We have the 3 of Scrolls in the reverse, which is the 3 of Swords. You know, I think my deck is upside down, but I'm not sure. Okay, it's not. Just the cards you're getting is. Okay, so we have the 7 of Stones, 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. How are my pile number 3s viewed by their friends? We have the 5 of Spirals, which is the 5 of Wands. We have the 8 of Spirals in reverse, 8 of Wands reverse. We have the Ace of Stones, Ace of Pentacles. We have the 3 of Stones, 3 of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Mirrors reverse, 9 of Cups reverse. We have the Ace of Scrolls, Ace of Swords. We have the 3 of Spirals, which is the 3 of Wands. We have the 10 of Stones, which is the 10 of Pentacles. And we have the 4 of Spirals, which is the 4 of Wands. Let me just organize your cards quickly. At the back of the deck, we have the 2 of Mirrors with the 2 of Cups. So the butterfly you chose is significant because the backs of these cards have butterflies on it. So I feel what the important message here is transformation. How you've gone within and transformed. How you've gone within your cocoon and transformed into the butterfly you are. You know, the Larimar crystal you chose is a crystal with these markings on them. And when I got an opportunity to get this was actually gifted to me by a client. And she showed me a whole bunch of stones I could choose from the Larimar. But I was very drawn to this one with its markings on it. And it looks like, yes, it's been through some things, but I find that this tells a beautiful story. Of transforming your pain into your power. Knowing that just because you have, what is the word? Battle scars, battle wounds, it doesn't make you broken, but they tell a story of your power, of your wisdom, of your strength and resilience. And although it wasn't easy to go through this, I feel a lot of emotion connected to maybe the things you've gone through in life, a lot of pain, Three of Swords in reverse. Though what I do see, I'm clairvoyantly seeing we're turning the page of the book. So the storyline I see here of what your friends think, like how they view you, is you could have grown up in an environment with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse that didn't allow for growth, that maybe even broke you down. Okay, and I feel like as I'm looking at the Four of Mirrors in this mermaid, I'm getting the vibe of like a mermaid swimming through poisoned waters, or a mermaid swimming through waters that have been polluted. And, these nets are catching at her tail, and she just feels so upset because her environment is being polluted. So I get this vibe of like you grew up, some of you, or you went through life experiences where the environment was sort of set up for you to not have the happiness or the joy that you wanted, growing up or living your life. And it was a very like negative environment that would have been an environment not to be habitable in, not to grow in, if that makes sense. I hope I'm not how am I don't know what to say here. Like, I'm getting tongue-tied. Maybe your friends have a difficult time describing, like, maybe not to others, but like describing you and the things you went through. Or maybe they have a hard time, like, fathoming how you went through what you went through, but you're still so strong and resilient. And I feel this energy of like the environment you were in was not made for you to grow, was not habitable, I don't know how to say that word, for a long time. Just like how a flower can't grow in a negative environment, you couldn't have grown in that environment. Yet, you got yourself out of that. It was not peaceful. It was not peaceful. Could have been a destructive environment. And I feel like you experienced a lot of pain and heartbreak, and you didn't experience the happiness you wanted to experience. But I'm clairvoyantly seeing this mermaid, and she's swimming out of these poisoned waters, and she's moving towards other rivers and oceans that are much more cleaner and much more pure in some sense. So there is an energy here of you leaving that environment that would have caused you to not grow the way you would have wanted. Like almost when you see, I'm looking at this tree here, when you see those trees and they don't have any leaves on them, and it just looks very, very like dark and bleak. I feel like if you would have stayed in that environment, that would be a representation of your energy. But now that you've moved away to a different environment, these trees now can have leaves and grow beautiful apples and fruits. And this environment that was set up for you would have not allowed for your wishes to come true, or just the wishes what you would have wanted in your life. Though how your friends view you right now is you have these battle scars, battle wounds, and that you are like this warrior prince, princess. I'm seeing that one series. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Oh, it's called Maya and the Three. Kind of reminds me of that song that's like, if it's to be, it's up to me. And she's like this kind of warrior, princess. You could embody a lot of traits in that main character in that Netflix series. I feel like you found your power through those negative moments. That would have maybe kept you stuck, where other people would look into it, or your friends would look into it and think, how did that person survive this? And it's almost like I'm seeing an image of this dragon here in the Five of Wands, and this image of you kind of like being locked up in a tower, and the dragon is like keeps going around the tower and you can't escape. But eventually maybe you find your own way to escape that. You know, what I'm saying about like this mermaid really takes me back to a dream I had. I don't know if some of you feel like you have soul origins in Mintaka and Atlantis and Lemuria, or if you've lived in more like beach-like areas in your life, in your past lives. Like I'm hearing Malaysia, Hawaii, Thailand, Bali, I don't know, like places around water. Cause I once had a dream where it was like a mermaid escaping like poisoned waters, and it turned like the mermaids into crocodile like mermaids, and it kind of reminds me of like that dream, which I wasn't going based off the dream, but now as I'm mentioning it, it reminds me of that, and like how sometimes that environment can affect you. But I feel like in some way you've swimmed away from that to not let that environment poison you. And I feel like now your friends are looking at you as someone that has freed yourself from those situations you were once in. And I'm almost seeing like Snow White when she goes to the seven dwarfs and then she finds a place to stay. And like, let's say there was a Snow White story where she never got the poisoned apple and she just escaped. Like, I feel like that would be maybe your story. It's very hard to describe like what I'm seeing here. I feel like I want to be very careful with my words. And maybe your friends feel like this, like, because the pain you went through was very harsh, but it's like they want to be careful if they speak about it. Because even like these raindrops remind me of tears. And instead of the wishes you wanted for your upbringing, you got tears. And you cried and you cried and you cried and you released those tears and you flew away from that. Now you're creating a different environment. Now you're healing from that heartbreak. Now you're healing from that pain. Now you're turning the page and rewriting your story, is what I'm seeing clairvoyantly. I want to turn this sun upright. Now it's a chance to rewrite your story and create your own happiness. Let the tears fall down and allow it to bloom the flowers within you. And now is your chance to create a different reality, to rewrite your own story, a story full of wisdom, a story full of strength to move forward from what you once thought you couldn't move forward from. Find your own inner strength and own inner power within. Create a new healthy foundation full of growth and take the keys of wisdom. And I'm hearing Chiron, the wounded healer. Take those keys of wisdom to heal yourself, and those are tools you can use to heal others, if that's what you choose to do. And now you're creating an environment where you can grow, where you can almost like make a wish on a shooting star and believe that those wishes can come true and recreate your own inner peace. This is how your friends view it, and it's not in a way where they are invalidating your pain. It's more so this feeling of, I see your pain and I have compassion for you. That's how I feel your friends see you. Like they have compassion for you and your pain and those battle scars you have, but it's like now they view your strength and they view your power, almost like, you know, when you see a main character fall down and you're like, Get up, get up, get up. I believe in you. I believe in you. You can do this. That's how your friends almost like view you, as if you're the main character in the movie that has been put down, but now they want you to get back up and try again. I feel your friends feel very compassionate towards you for the things you've been through in your life. They see you as a very peaceful soul. They see you as someone very much like that person that can grow regardless of what you've been through, that can turn your pain into your power, that can turn those triggers into a beautiful blossoming of your healing. And I feel like you have been healing yourself. You have been transforming yourself and giving love to those parts of yourself that where you never received that. Bring the light back into your life where you're recreating the moments that feel like sunshine in your life. And it's almost like your friends want to help you recreate this. They now view you to be someone that is building a stable foundation for yourself with the Ace of Stones, rebuilding what was lost, but in a way where it's something new, where we're taking the keys to our healing and to that wisdom we've learned and growing through that and looking forward to the future, to what we may grow from that, to the wishes that may be from that. Your friends view you as a very peaceful soul that is also very intuitive and very wise, but also a celebration to be around. And I see them being very grateful for your presence. And you are sort of like a walking crystal with a lot of healing energy. Let's pull some more cards. So how do our pile number 3's friends view them? We have the Ace of Mirrors, which is the Ace of Cups. And it's like, although you grew up in an environment that was not the greatest, you're still a very loving person. And you treat others as the way you want to be treated. You're very nurturing. You have a heart that overflows. And you make everyone around you feel at peace. You also have a lot of light. And that light burns bright and inspires others. We have the 7 of Spirals, the 7 of Wands. Your friends are very protective over you. This reminds me of Mama Bear energy. They're very, very protective over you. And it's like they also view you as someone with a lot of strength, where you're going to fight to get out of that. Like, fight for what you want in life. We have the Merlin with the Hero. Interesting. The way I see it, you know how we see a cat here and the cat has 9 lives? That's how your friends see you. As if you have 9 lives and you're always gonna land on your feet again. And dream up the life you get to create now with the Dreamer, the Knight of Mirrors. Your friends view you as very courageous, very strong, very resilient. And when you truly believe the life you want to create can be created, that belief is magical. The way your friends view you is they have a lot of belief in you to create the things you wish for, to create the things you dream of. And they view it in a way where, like, magic can happen, magic can be real. The 2 of Scrolls, which is the 2 of Swords. Or like, if that's what you want to choose in your life or make a decision of, they're very much going to support you through that, and they're very much going to view it as like anything can happen, magic can happen. Hearing that song, dreams can come true. And I said something about the North Node. The North Node is all about stepping into our purpose. The North Node may feel like we're getting a little bit outside of our comfort zone, but it's the life we create in that sense of the person we bloom into. That's not always easy to bloom into that version of ourselves, but it's who we're destined to become. It's us stepping into our destiny. And that's how your friends are currently viewing you. Can I have some last messages to end off for pile 2? We have the 6 of Stones. This is the 6 of Pentacles. We have the 2 of Mirrors, the 2 of Cups. We have the Golden Flower with Temperance. These cards do not want to stay straight. Okay, what I feel here, your friends view you as someone very loving, very courageous, very bold, and even though you've gone through pain in your life, you have a lot of strength and resilience. You speak with a lot of love. It's almost poetic. They view you as someone very creative, and they view you as someone very generous, even when you haven't experienced that generosity yourself. They view you as someone that has transformed through your pain and allowed that to make you bloom, even when most flowers don't bloom in places like that. Your friends view you as someone very loving, a pure soul, very gentle, gentle-hearted. And the way they view you is you're reconnecting to that childlike version of yourself and repainting your reality, since we see this here at the back of the deck. So this is what I have for you, pile number 3s. I felt very hesitant during the reading with my words, but maybe it's just the energies. But I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye!